Hi everyone, this is Kathy, Kitten's Cozy Creations. I am a independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the US, and we are going to play with some of our darling donkeys. What I wanted to do is first show you how to mirror your donkeys or whatever it is that you're going to be using. So let's get started. The first thing is I like to use the Stamparatus, and I like to do it because you can stamp and mirror a lot easier. You can stamp it a couple of times, whereas with these, since these are not photopolymer, they're cling, you can't see through them. So it makes it just a little harder to stamp on the same spot if you don't get it all down at the same time. So I'm putting my magnets down on my Stamparatus. And because these are cling, I took out the foam padding. If these were photopolymer, I'd leave them in because the photopolymer are a little thinner. Okay, now this is the paper I'm going to be stamping on, but what I'm going to first stamp on is my silicone mat. These are invaluable, not just for this, but for keeping glue off of your work surface. It won't let adhesives, wet glue, hot glue, any kind of glue, it will not let them, they won't stick to this silicone mat. Okay, so I'm gonna use, it's this donkey out of the Darling Donkeys stamp set. And right now, until the 28th of February, you can get this set for free with a $50 purchase from my online store. And that's at Kathy Ervin, KATHYERVIN .stampinup, STAMPINUP, one word, .net. And you choose something for $50 before tax and shipping, and you can choose these darling donkeys. So I'm gonna stamp up. Let me move this just a little over and up, just a little. Make sure you can see it. I'm gonna stamp up my donkey. Make sure I'm getting ink everywhere. And then I'm gonna stamp it right onto this silicone mat. You wanna give it pretty good pressure, because you wanna try to get it all at one time if possible. See, I need a little more. I think I need it a little darker. So I'm going to press, press, press. That's a little better. I'm wondering if this magnet is keeping. Let's try this one more time without inking it up. It's a little better. Okay, so what we're going to do is take this silicone mat, turn it over, and put it on your paper, wherever it is that you want it. and you're going to press. It's best to press, not rub. So you're going to press down on the silicone mat. Now you can do this with acetate, but I've been told it's not, you don't get as crisp of a stamp as you might want. Now I'm going to, oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, you do want to clean this off. All right, now there's our donkey. Now I'm going to take the donkey and stamp him again. I'm left-handed, so it may look a little backwards to you. And press, press, press. And there are your two donkeys. These magnets are something. I had them too close together. I'm surprised they didn't clap together. I need to clean this off as well. I'll do that a little later. Put my magnets. There's a spot underneath your Stamparatus to store your magnets. You want to keep them separate because they'll cling together and they'll break. All right, now we've got the two donkeys stamped face to face. Now at this point you want to color them and then fussy cut them out, which I've already done that. So we don't have to go through that right now. So hopefully you learned something there. Now for the other part. Now we're going to, I'm missing a piece of paper. This is going to be a birthday card. So what I want to do, I'm going to use another free stamp set that you can get with a $50 purchase from my store. And we're going to get the happy birthday. So we're going to stamp happy birthday right in the middle. Let's see. That's about middle, I guess. And for whatever reason, I didn't get out my acrylic blocks, but I have them now. So we're going to use this one, if I can get it out of here. I think I got to change how I store my blocks because it's getting pretty tight in here. Let's use this one. One of my, this is my paper pumpkin stamp. When you get a paper pumpkin, when you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, on your first one, your first paper pumpkin, they send you an acrylic block. Okay, so we're going to stamp this. It's on my block crooked, so I want to make sure I stamp it straight. Now with these, again, this is a cling stamp, which is the pink. Well, it's not really pink. That didn't do too good. I think I moved it. Let's turn that over and start again. It's a good thing paper has two sides, right? Right. But you don't want to press too hard because these stamps you'll get a halo. Much better, much better. And then we're going to use these candles. They're pretty cute. And to color them, I'm going to use my Stampin' Write markers. These are water-based. You do not want to do this with alcohol markers. These are water-based markers. But don't do this with alcohol markers. You will ruin your stamps. Okay, so I'm gonna color this one. Try not to get the color on the next one, but if it does, oh well. And I'm using the brush tip on its side. You always want to use your side of the brush tip. Don't really want to put too much pressure on that tip. I think I'm going to need one more color. Let's use this one. The color is Bermuda Bay. We used Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Pacific Point. This is Bermuda Bay, which is kind of a teal. And then this is Poppy Parade. Poppy Parade. Okay, and then for the tips, I'm going to use this Mango Melody. I'm going to light the candles with Mango Melody. Now, since it's taken a few minutes to get everything colored, what we're going to do is huff right on the stamp. That gives it a little more moisture so that you can stamp it and let the paper soak in that color. Good job. Okay, so let's see, do we want to do anything else? No, I don't think so. We could, but this is not the main focus of our card today. So what we're going to do, this piece of paper is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and we're going to put it on top of this one, this is Pacific Point. This is white. This measures 3 1/2. Supposed to be 4. Looks like it's 4 and don't have any eighths on here. It's just past 4 1/2. It's between 4 1/2 and 4 3/4. So I don't know what that is, since I don't have any hashtags on this mat of mine. Running out of glue. I store my glue. This is multi-purpose liquid glue. I store it upside down so I could try to get every last drop. This one might be gone. Let's see how this one is. Is this a new one? Yeah, this is new. Now, can I open it? Yes, I can. This is a real good glue. You could use Seal Plus or Seal, but I like liquid glue. I find, especially here in the Houston area where it's so humid, things have a tendency to come apart if you use the drier adhesives. So I like liquid glue. Okay, there we've got another layer. This comes from one of our designer series papers. It's called Well Suited. And it comes with a variety of papers. I'll give you a quick look at these. I've been using it. This is one, and they're double-sided. This looks like a suit. Oh, that's a nice tie. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a suit. I guess it could be. Or a sweater. That could be a sweater. Pants, I guess. Another tie. This could be a suit. This is the side, the other side of this is what we're using. This looks like a shirt or a tie. Some of those look like shirts or ties. And that looks like a tie. I mean, this is just me, you know. So, let's get these out of the way. All right, so we're going to throw this away. I'm going to put this, I'm going to glue this down. As soon as I was getting ready to start videoing this, my puppy decided he wanted to go out. Well, he's not a puppy, but he wanted to go out. So he's waiting. So I don't want to take too much time. Now another thing, did I not glue that? I'm going to make sure I get my corners. Come on. It's not coming out. There we go. Now I'll probably have to wipe it off. Okay, I like to go over it pretty good. Okay, now we're going to put this one aside for a minute. And I've already made our base. Since this is a man's card, I decided to go kind of manly. This is crumb cake cardstock, and it is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, which scores it right in half. And you'll also need another piece. I chose white. This one is 8 1/4 by 5 1/4, scored in the middle. And I think that's 4 1/8. Looks like 4 and an 8. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're done with this one for right now, but we're going to be working with this one and our trimmer. Now what you want to do, and move our donkeys out of the way. Okay, with this closed, you want to move the cutting blade out of the way. I can't tell you how many times I've cut what I meant to score. But you're going to measure this at 2 1/4. Okay, make a mark with a pencil. Okay, and I've got this at 2 1/4, and this is the scoring area. Okay, and then you're going to come this way and measure at 3. Okay, so you're going to line that up and measure this at 3. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, but you know, you want it to be kind of close. So then you're going to place your card with those little marks right along the scoring line. Okay, because what we're going to do is score this. I'm going to do it a couple of times. Must not have had it down all the way. Let me move it down here. See, it kind of scored a little bit at the bottom. Not much. Okay. Here we go. I can feel it now. All right. And we want to bend that both ways. Okay, now we're done with this for now. Okay, now you've got this scored, and what you're going to do is gently fold this in. You want to do it gently so you don't tear your paper. Also, before I get rid of this, I want to erase those marks. They won't show up, but, you know, because this is going to go to the back. So, you've got it. And let's use a bone folder and burnish it pretty good. And then try to get in there and burnish this. Okay, now before we put this in our cover, what I want to do is stamp a little bit. So what I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to get some of these other donkeys. They're so cute. Let me get this one out. Let's see, I haven't had him out in a little while, so it's probably a little stuck. There we go. And I'm gonna get this one out. It's stuck to the bottom. And let's see. We're gonna get It's Your Birthday and Hee Haw. Let's see what else is on here. You're the Best. Hey There Friend. Hee Haw, It's Your Birthday. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper. This is a really little piece. But what I want to do is stamp these. Let's see. Do I have Pacific Point? Yes, I do. Well, we don't need, yeah, because that's what's on the going to be on the front. So I'm going to ink him up, but I don't want him real dark. And this stamp, I made this one myself from, you can get these little ink blots, ink spots, empty, and get ink refills and make your own. I don't have a lot of room. So what I'm doing is stamping off, because this part I just want just a little bit. Because these guys are not going to be the star of the show. And they don't have to be any particular way. Just however you decide to get them. Get another block out. This one's kind of stuck. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a different way of storing these things. Okay, let me use this one because it's not stuck. Okay, now I'm going to use that on this one. He has a little rose. He was good for Valentine's Day. Okay, I'm going to turn this over. Like I said, I really inked that one up. That Pacific Point is real inky. I'm going to ink him up again. Stamp him off. Let's try right here. Okay, I don't know if you have animals. Well, I don't consider our puppy an animal. He's part of the family. But when he goes outside to potty, he gets a treat. So I have to give him his treat because he just came back in. Here you go. All right, now back to the show. And that's all I think I'm going to put on there as far as the donkeys, because we're going to be putting on some sentiments just a bit. Okay, put that away, move this out of the way, and get rid of that. Okay. Now, what we want to do, or what I want to do, is put these donkeys here. I'm going to put one here, and maybe, let's see, maybe one here. But you have to make sure that they're out of the way of the folds. Looks like that's pretty good. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue one straight down. I think I'm going to glue them both straight down because you don't want too much dimension. And I shouldn't do this like that. This is the real reason, the real use for the silicone mats, or should I say the original use, to keep to keep your glue. It's like, I'm not real good at staying on the paper, you know? So if you're like me, you just might end up off. I didn't need to put any up at this top. Let's see, make sure he's gonna fold. Yeah, he's gonna fold. Let's see if I got any glue up here. Just a little bit. Okay, now this one, I'm gonna put right here. So I don't wanna put any glue on his head because it's hanging off. See if I do them like that. What if I do them like this? Yeah, I like that. Still don't want to put any glue on his head because we don't want to glue it down. It won't pop up. Okay, now how did we have that? Was it like this? I think so. Gotta make sure it's not on the fold, this fold here, before that glue sets up. Yep. Now you could put designer paper here, or stamp it, or you know, whatever you want to do. I think I'm going to stamp one more time because I want to fill up this spot right here. Oops, still had ink on it. Huh. Okay, now I want to put my sentiment. Let's see, I want to put hee-haw, right? Where do I want to put it? Right here. Let's put it right there. Now, I've never made this particular, oops, that's way too much, this particular card before. So this is all new to me. Let's see. Okay, that should be okay. Let's stamp it and see. Hee-haw. Now this one says, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. Hee-haw. Checking out my ink, It looks a little, to me it looks a little heavy, but every time I stamp it on there, it looks fine. Okay, hopefully it's looks okay. We shall see. Yep, looks good. Okay, where's my other donkey? See, will he fit there? I think so. Now the thing with the stamping off, if you use a dark pen, you know, a black pen, you can write right over them, right over the donkeys. Let that ink soak in. Looks pretty good to me. Okay. So now I can use this to stamp off some others. Let's move these out of the way. And we're going to put this inside the cover. Okay, and to do that, you want to do one side at a time. Line this up where you want it. Well, put some glue on it. Put some glue on it. You don't need a whole lot. This multi-purpose glue is pretty good. And I'm not really, it may look like I'm using a lot, but I'm not. It's a thin bead. Okay, so I'm gonna line it up. Oops, I moved it. And it's a good thing this is going against the back, because you see I have blue on my hand. Matter of fact, let me wipe my hands before I touch the front. Get this ink off of me that I didn't know I had. There we go. Okay, so let's line this up again. And then you're going to close it. Okay, and turn it over, glue it up. Close it. Give it a good rub down. Okay, let's see. Open it. Hee-haw, it's your birthday. No, it's your birthday, hee-haw. Now, we're gonna put the front. And like I said, I'm really not using that much glue. Put this down. It's down a little bit, so I'm gonna turn it over. Give it a good squash. So there's your card. Now, if this was a female, I'd put a bow here. I really think something needs to go there. Let's see if we can find something else. What about this? So what if you're older? You're fabulous. Let's use that. I like it. Hopefully I won't mess up the card. I'm going to open it up. Well, it's not going to really, it's not going to open up that well. Make sure this is not, because see what I bent it? Okay. I'm going to put this down here. And pick that up. That's the best way to pick up your stamps. Okay, and you don't want to push these down too hard. I think I mentioned that, but I can't stress that enough. But you do want to make sure it makes contact. Oh, that came out a little thick, but that's okay. I still like the card. Happy birthday. So what if you're older? You're fabulous. And they open it. It's your birthday. Hee-haw. And then you write your little whatever right over the donkeys. All right, well, that's the card for today. I hope you learned something. If you did, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm trying to build my YouTube viewers and do this more often. So thank you. Have a great day.